Good evening guys, and a very warm welcome to today's video. We're doing an hour-and-a-half approach into Dalaman in the Boeing 767-300 series aircraft, and today's aircraft is the first choice, obviously operating on Thompson Airways service from London Gatwick to Dalaman. And obviously we're come to the conclusion of our night flight, and we're going to be making a hour-and-a-half approach into Dalaman. So pretty much what is happening is we make a right hand turn very shortly and we bring it around, and when we get to a certain altitude, obviously if you don't know what an RNAV is, pretty much it brings you down on the LNAV and BNAV. Pretty much, just put it in a simple form, that is what pretty much happens. Obviously a little bit more goes into it than that, but obviously in simple form that is pretty much what happens. But anyways, we'll conclude our approach in very shortly. We're making a obviously approach. We're just breaking through 8,000 feet, so we're going to be a little bit careful due to speed, and we'll sort of look into that sort of consideration. It's Vatsim to propel, and obviously a right hand turn for our continued approach. It's runway 19er is our runway which we're landing on this evening in Dalaman. And it's not too warm on the ground, a little bit chilly. Obviously still quite warm for this time of the year. It could get to a point of this flight where we may disengage our pilot and continue to bring it down manually. Obviously we're 767, so we're quite heavy, and that's obviously coming into our mind. And hopefully we don't. Last thing we want to take into consideration is us obviously not doing too well on our approach. But we should be okay. It's a nice aircraft, the 767. It is indeed a very positive. It's actually, that's not a bit weird, very positive. It's a very nice aircraft. It's always positive on the FSX. Always a nice aircraft to fly. But we have got to be very careful, obviously, because obviously I don't know if you guys can roughly make that out, but there is quite a lot of terrain around here, and that's obviously a main key aspect. Obviously, we haven't got a terrain radar in the 767, but that's obviously runway 19er at Dalaman. He's very sort of unknown in a way. It's quite a difficult approach, but obviously it's been it's made like every day by Holiday Airlines, and yes, the Turkish airports, I believe, are very unsort of seen on Vatsim and on the simulator. It's something that I've never really proper focused on Turkey and flown into Turkey myself, but it's pretty okay. Pretty much we continue till we get right to a point where it's just a left-hand turn, and it's all is okay, pretty much. The one thing I was told by someone is that you need to be very careful. That's my apologies there. The MCP is my own problem there. Maintain LNAV and VNAV, and we'll go down to 700 feet. It's my bad that. And so what we will do now is we will go flaps 1. To go into a wing view, and obviously as you can probably make out to the right there is some heavy terrain. That's obviously also causing the aircraft to bump up and down a little bit as well. Obviously the terrain and all the wind around it, so you know. We'll have the speed brake out now as well, to slow down the aircraft. And we'll give the cabin crew their call now, so cabin crew seats for landing, thank you. So right hand turn now. We're obviously, we're not really shadowing it around on the heading. We're on the heading that's roughly 214 degrees, I'd say. We'll keep it 215 for the time being, obviously. We're expecting to see the runway quite late. That's unfortunate, but it's something that's going to look like that's what's going to be happening, put it that way. That's fine. So we're coming down now, obviously, on the quite steep approach. We've got to be very careful here because the speed can get a little bit uncontrollable, unfortunately. But I do hope we can decrease speed. There we go. Hopefully the speed will slow down now, and hopefully we'll have a decel. That's what I'm really hoping for. If you zoom out a bit more now, it's starting to come a lot more clearer. But once if we get the runway inside at a certain point, then we will disengage the autopilot continue our manual approach. Yeah, it's fine. We'll lose the speed brake for the time being, that is obviously. So maybe a bit more of a left-hand turn coming up. Speed brake, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go on to the level change down to 1,700 feet. My apologies, I'm going to go down to 1,700 on the vertical speed. The main reason why I'm doing this, before anyone does ask, is because the speed is getting to a point now where it's a little bit uncontrollable, and we'll maintain now the heading. Pretty much the runway is pretty much straight in front of us now, and what we will do is we've got to be very careful here, obviously, but we'll have the gear down very shortly. Hopefully we can get the gear down in about 2 or 3 DME, and we're going to find the approach speed 133, and what we'll now do is we've now got the runway problems with the go for a right hand turn. Yeah, right hand turn, and we'll hopefully be okay now. The gear down. A little bit late, but it's okay. I'll maintain this heading very shortly, wait for the turn. There we go. Turn now 190 degrees. So hopefully established. Now we're going to flips 25. There's the autopilot. We're now going flaps full, maintain with the speed, and obviously now we're bringing it round on the left hand turn, and we're now levelling off to bring it down onto a runway 19er approach, and no sorry, runway 19er landing now here at Dalaman in Turkey. Obviously we have got the speed brakes extended. We'll now lose the speed brakes and we'll now arm them. A little bit high, but that's hopefully that can be corrected. There's a little bit of a wind, 6 knots, it shouldn't really be causing that much of a pain, and bring it round now to level the wings off. Now lose the auto throttle. I don't know what happened here, but I think the puppy lights are broken. So certainly, oh there we go. Brought myself back round now. Now I understand why I was told to do this approach really slowly. Because that turn there did kill us a little bit, but we're okay now, to be honest. Way too low. Actually, yeah, we're way too high. A nice long runway here at Dalaman. Down it comes. And down it is. There we go. That's the reverse. So there, my friends, is how I would land an approach at Dalaman. Bring the speed right back now, and we'll vacate right. So that was there's quite a lot of terrain around, obviously. Runway 19er is a runway that, in my eyes, I would lose the brakes now. My apologies. It's a runway that I would. Oh yeah, sorry, my apologies. Anyway, sorry, I'll start again. Runway 19er isn't a. For some reason the brakes are on. There we go. Yeah, runway 19er is a runway which I've, well, to be honest, this is an airport that I've never really never considered coming into before, and it was a well worth journey without anything else to say. There we go. Start the APU. So, do you like the 767 content? Do you like the 767 flights? Would you like to see some more? Let us know. because it could be coming your way. Would you like to see some long hauls to Cancun or the Dominican Republic or Cuba? You've got to let me know, guys, what sort of content you want to see. I've had 2 or 3 requests, and I know that Dalaman was a request to fly to, which I hopefully got out, and I hope you enjoyed it. The person, or the 2 people that requested, no, sorry, 3 people that requested Dalaman. I hope you enjoyed the Dalaman learning video, and I hope you enjoyed the bit of a change in the 767. I was going to do it in the another aircraft, but I come to a decision where I wasn't going to, and it pretty much just comes to a point where I thought 767, not much content on the channel in the 76, and obviously now there's a video on the channel for the 767s, guys. So for all or every video you will recommend, be sure to put in the comments down below. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, guys, and until the next video, thank you so much for tuning in.